stranger.
Well, hello.
I ain't seen you for 3 months.
No,
It's been longer than that for me, so I ain't gonna say a word. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are
Yeah.
you?
Good, thanks.
Okay, I guess we'll call this meeting to order.
Jim? Charlie?
Yep.
Nathan?
Here.
Elsie?
Okay, the next thing we'll call will be, want to get the minutes approved from December the 6th. Minutes. I had a chance to look at them.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as written, December 6th.
Second.
First and second. Is there any correction or anything? No, we'll vote on it.
Jim?
Yes.
Charlie? Nathan?
Yes.
Elsie?
Okay,
Right now?
for,
They should be.
huh?
I wasn't here, so I guess
No,
I
I
should sustain
redid it.
myself, really.
Okay. Okay, for January 3rd, we never had enough members here to have a meeting. It was just me, Elsie, and Mr. Glagle, and Tina clerk. So we didn't have enough to have a meeting. So do we need to vote on it or anything? Yeah. We didn't have a meeting, we got nothing to vote on. I didn't want to tell them it was here. Okay, the next thing on it, we'll always give the citizens 5 minutes for any comments.
Okay, my name is Jesse Wall. This is February 7th, 2012. I'd like to pass out some papers here. These papers are questions I'm going to ask. The,
Got an extra copy, Mr. Wall?
I don't.
Sure.
The,
Hold on just a moment, please.
okay, everybody read it? The, that address is 300 and 306 Wall, and 101 and 103 Michelle. I asked 2 months ago about the sewers that are operating, they're having problems. I know Charlie came up there and looked at them, but they're still not operating properly. They never have. And are you gonna make repairs on them?
I took Mailer with me when we looked at it. And we hooked up, and I called the inspector about the situation that he's talking about. We hooked up what we were supposed to hook up. And
What is the problem?
what the problem is the sewer is up one of these trailers run out on the ground.
That's
We
because
hooked them up under there.
they're not hooked up right at the sewer main.
We hooked up what we were supposed to hook up.
They didn't do it properly.
Excuse me.
What is the problem up there?
The problem is up under his trailer, his sewage. His sewage where it goes into his main and then it goes into us. Right.
Okay, so from the point of your main forward, it's correct.
That's correct.
So the problem is from his trailer to where the district's receptacle is.
Was hooked up according to our specs and our engineer's spec and the engineer's spec.
Okay, and is it the same problem at all four of these addresses?
I guess because all four of them runs into this sewer line. Runs into the sewer line that goes into our line.
Okay.
Did we construct the sewer line?
Do what?
The sewer line that's feeding into our line, we
That's,
never constructed it?
it wasn't our line to do it. So we only supposed to take
That's where the problem is.
his
Is
line.
where all four of these are coming together, or what?
No, each one of them are hooked up individually.
And then they all taper in
To
different
his
spots.
sewer line that hooked into our one.
Okay, well, it sounds like, Mr. Watts, your problem then.
That's what Mailer looked at too. Well, I
No.
took him up there and Jesse met with us.
How can you tell what the problem is when you know it's about 4 feet below ground level? And it's coming out of the sewer up there underneath the trailer because it's not hooked up right down below.
Yeah, and that, where it's hooked down below is your,
It's right at the main, right there at the main. Where it's hooked up at the main, which was hooked up, when they put the main in. Had they have just hooked it up directly right there at the trailer instead of running it down another 75 feet and then hook it into the main and then backtracking all the way back, if it just would have been hooked up right, we wouldn't be having that problem.
well, it sounds like to me that our engineer or our sewer person has determined that it's a problem with your connections, your line. You need to make arrangements to fix it with your people at your cost.
Mailer looked at it,
I understand, that's
Okay.
what you said.
yes.
And all you can see is the sewers just coming out up there at the trailers.
And if you don't get it fixed right, there's probably gonna be a complaint filed against you with the Department of Natural Resources.
So you're saying I can go down there and fix the main?
It's not a problem with the main.
Yeah, that's where the problem is that where it's connected to the main. That's where the problem is. I know because I ran the hose down there. I know how far it is down to the main, and that's how far it goes till you run into the problem.
Our main is down ground deep, is deep there. And it
And the problem's up underneath the trailer?
comes from his trailer into our, comes up.
The-
I don't know. Is the
Well, yeah,
problem underneath
the
the trailer?
the sewage overflows back up underneath the trailer because it won't go into the main correctly.
But if the main's 75 foot down,
No,
it
no.
ain't gonna be,
It's 75 feet down. The main is only 5 feet out from the trailer, but it runs parallel with the main because the line goes all the way up there. Then it connects in, then it gets into the main, then it comes all the way back. Had it just been hooked up right there at the trailer,
It's
I don't believe we'd be having that problem.
But it's not the district's responsibility to hook it up at the trailer, is it?
No, it's not. It's not the
got a
trailer.
main coming through there, and the laterals are your problem. I mean, if you got a main.
Yeah.
The problem is down where the lateral is hooked up to the main. That's where the problem.
So it's leaking from there and coming all the way up to underneath your trailer?
Well, sure, it fills up that 4-inch pipe all the way back up because it can't go into the main. That's where you keep having a problem at,
Why can't it go into the?
because it wasn't hooked up properly. I was there when they hooked it up, I watched it. And I told them when they were doing it, it wasn't, that's not gonna work.
More than likely though, I mean, if that lateral had fall on it, how is it gonna back up into
Because-
it? I mean,
because-
if everything's got fall, it ought to all be falling and not backing up.
Because where the 4-inch elbow hooks into the main, you got about 4 elbows there. And that's where it's coming loose at, is down there trying to get back into the main. That's where the problem is.
Did
Not-
Mr. Baylor look at that particular location?
We looked at where it was up under his trailer, where it was backing up under his trailer.
Yeah,
Our line and he says, that our line is down in the ground, deep,
Right,
and his should be floating to it.
it is.
okay.
We didn't dig the ground up, because right where he's talking about, he has 4 trailers running into this, I guess this line that goes up through the back, up through those trailers. And when we come up through there, we picked up right there where we're supposed to pick up, our engineer. I called him, we talked about it. And then his line is supposed to be coming to it. And that's where we hooked up there. All 4 of them things are running to one septic, look, that septic tank you had there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the reason why there was a
Hey,
problem.
that old septic tank
Because-
that we
because the
tore out,
septic
it was-
tank.
It was leaking when we went there, sewage was
No.
running out on the ground,
No,
when we were
wasn't.
there. Well, I don't
wasn't.
wanna, I done went through
It
this so
started-
many times.
It started leaking after you guys came up there and started digging right there. I had no problem with that septic tank before. I had no problem with the leach line before.
Hey, the sewage was running out on the ground.
Bef-
I took Paul Mueller up at the time we did it.
After I called Paul Mueller to come
I
out.
brought him here myself, personally.
I called the health department about it. I had no
When we
problem,
was
no
up there
sewage
working.
problems. I had no
Something
sewage
maybe
problems.
Paul would back up on us,
He
and
knows-
we can get something in
well,
writing from him, I mean.
Paul was there, our inspector was there, the digger was there, and he said personally, right there, he said, what are you building this line way up through here for? It was all busted, it was Jesse's
No,
line.
I.
And I said, I don't know, I asked that inspector, and I
If
asked
it's
the
been
engineer.
seen, if
He
it's
said,
been seen.
he said, you wasn't supposed to be up there, that's Mr. Wall. While we standing there way up the line, it was shooting sewer up in the ground.
No.
He said, Mr. Wall, you gotta fix that yourself, or we cross Wall Drive. And this is the line that he's talking about. The sewage was running out on the ground when our men come down there.
It was not.
Sounds like to me that if the district has had their person look at it and determined that it's not the district main's problem, then it's on you, Mr. Wall.
Okay, I'll tell you
To
what.
fix it. Let me finish.
I'll
please.
fix it.
To fix it.
Okay, I'll fix it.
Good.
No problem?
Takes care of it.
Okay, now, when I take care of this thing, I'm gonna have to dig it all the way down to where it's hooked up to the main. I'm gonna have to hook it back up and I'm gonna do it right.
Well,
Now, is there any problem with fooling with that main?
Wait to make
Wait.
sure that you have somebody checking your work from the district.
Just when you get ready to
Doing
touch
it.
the main, yeah, I mean, when you
Yeah.
go to touch our main, if somebody can just be there to watch it, I mean, fixing your.
You know what? I could have done this a
lot.
long time ago. That's no problem. And you know what? To get rid of this problem, I will go fix it myself. Even though you guys are the ones that screwed it up, I will go
We
fix
did
it
not
myself.
screw it up. I was there.
And I'll tell you something else. I didn't have no problem with that sewer before you guys came up there and took that septic
Okay,
tank
let's-
out.
Let's go, something else now, we've been on
No,
this long
well,
enough.
no, we haven't. I haven't finished saying what I have to
Well,
say about this.
Hey,
Well,
I'm
we're
willing to fix
finished-
it myself.
We're finished in discussing this matter with
okay,
you.
okay, what's the
Would
next?
you like to move
Okay.
on to your next matter?
Okay, all right. I'll fix it. I'll fix it myself just to get rid of this problem.
We done
Just
been,
make sure that the district
We
is
need to
aware
know.
when you get to the main, so that they can make sure that they have their person there.
I'll tell you what I'll do. When I dig it up, you can come up and see what the problem is, then I'll fix it. How about that? Then you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll fix it. Because it's only a 15-minute job to fix it once I dig it up.
Well, make
We
a
shouldn't
date,
have been
make a
fighting
date,
about it for months.
Well, because it's a
Okay.
sewer main, you know, it's your property.
make a date,
okay.
let
Do
us
what?
know, make a date, let us know, and we'll have somebody there to watch it.
Okay,
we-
all right.
We threw it there, we done been long enough, we got other things here.
Well, you know what, it's cost me a lot of work and a lot of time, and I haven't done it because it was the main. Okay, I'll fix it now, and I'll call you guys, and you come up and see how it was hooked up, and I'll hook it up right.
Right, we heard you before. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Now, if I put the water main in on Michelle, how do I know I'm gonna get the water meters that I paid for? Are you gonna put the meters in if I put the water main in?
As I understand the way it works, you put the water line in, and then the lines off of it, where the meters are going to be, are placed up to where the meter is going to be, and then from the meter to your residence, it's your responsibility.
That's fine, I'll do that, that's no problem.
Okay.
I can do
So-
that. I'm asking you.
You
if you-
asked, if you can get your meters at that time.
Yes,
I'm assuming that once the water line is installed, it's inspected and it's certified as required under the rules of the district, that at that point in time, any meters that you have coming to you from the district will be provided. Am I correct, Mr. Day?
Is that right, Tina? That, the meters, the water meters that he got coming? Okay, all right.
there's no problem. When will you put it in? After I put that main in there, will you follow right up and put the water meters in?
How many meters are there that,
I mean,
you have
more
coming
than-
to you?
Which one, how many does he have coming to you? You and the lawyer figured them up.
Let me go get the paper really quick. I wanna be sure before I say it.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking this question is because it's the same thing over on Main. I mean, over on Vine. You know, you never put that water in that sewer in. How do I know you're gonna, after I spend all the money and I put this main in, how do I know you're gonna come and put that in? Maybe I'll spend all this money and you won't put the meters in. And I wanna hook up to the sewers as soon as it's in. Is there gonna be any problem with that? And if not, I'd like to have it in writing.
He has 2 sewers and 1 water.
I have 2 sewers and 1 water?
Mhm.
No, I have more than that.
Is that what
That's what we figured out.
the lawyer and you?
No,
Mhm.
no, I should have brought the papers with me. I got 103, 105, 107, 109, 111. Well, 101 and 103 is already there. So it's 105, 107, 109, 111.
Is that what the lawyer agreed to?
So that's 4.
Okay, then I got 115 and 117.
To discussions that Mr. Guinness did for
Right.
you?
Mhm.
Okay, I
We
don't
went-
know anything about that, so.
We went through all of our records here, everything that he's ever paid for and everything he had when he bought the property. Apparently, he took some meters and put them in himself. Mr. Guinness said we're taking those back. They were
That-
never paid for.
Which ones are those?
I don't have the addresses because I wasn't here. Carolyn was here during that time.
I'd like to have that in writing. Tell me which ones that is.
I don't know which ones you took. I just know like our records and our receipts show you should have 53 waters or 54 waters and you have 53. So it's 1 water left.
What about
And you should have
105?
60 sewers and you have 58.
I have what, 60 sewers?
You should have 60 sewers. That's what you paid for. Or what you were entitled to.
Well, I can bring the papers down here and show you the ones that Charlie Day signed. I've still got 105.
We're not talking about those
107.
papers anymore though because they're not valid. That line wasn't put in. And then you
No,
took
no.
some water meters.
Is there a deadline of putting that water line in?
But if you hook up other ones that you don't pay for, we have to get paid for them.
Well, I'd like to know which ones those are.
I don't know. If
Well, there is no other meters. There is no
All I
other
know
meters.
is what,
This is what
Um,
you paid for 50.
I paid for
water
12.
meters
I-
altogether.
Okay, I paid for, when I wrote a check for $60,600, I paid for 12 water meters and 12 sewers.
And some of those were taken or installed without being paid for, so we took
No.
them back.
No,
well,
no.
that was,
With
I
all
can
the
bring-
receipt books here and all the deposit
Okay,
books,
you
should
get all
have
those and
54 waters.
I'll get my papers. Do you wanna handle it like that? I'll get my
You
papers.
make copies of your papers.
Okay, you already got
Yeah.
copies of them anyway, but I'll make you some more. I'll make you some more.
We're not going back into this.
You know what, all I want is what I paid for.
But-
Yeah, well, you know, the district says that you have X number, and that's what you're going to get from the district. If
I'm
you
gonna-
need more, let me finish. You buy them. If you don't agree with it, then you need to go and talk to your attorney again.
I don't have an attorney.
Okay, well, you know what? The district isn't going to bargain, negotiate, or anything else with you.
So
We have our numbers, and we're staying by our numbers. If you don't like that, then you have to go some other route. If you are willing to accept it, then the district will go ahead and make arrangements, if available to it, to give you additional water and sewer hookups.
additional from what you're saying I got right now? And what do you say I've got coming to me?
What I'm
One water
saying.
meter? You're saying I got 1 water meter coming
And 2 sewers.
and 2 sewers.
You got 48 sewers the day that they went up there and put them all up. Do you agree with that?
No?
How many-
But I'm listening to you. I'm not
And then
arguing.
you
Go ahead and you
purchased
tell me.
12 more, so that should be 60. Right
Well,
now
what
you
about-
have 58. So you're entitled to 2 more sewers.
Well, you know what? You tell me where they're at. because I don't,
I have a list of all the addresses of places you have sewer up there, if you want a copy of it.
yeah, give me a copy of it.
You already have a copy of it.
Yeah, through the lawyer.
Oh, yeah,
But
We don't wanna
make him another copy.
Okay.
yeah.
We don't wanna go back to what we already, everybody agreed and settled on, and we're supposed to be going
It's
forward.
just as simple as that.
I never agreed to that.
So, well, I don't care if you agree with it
Well, I don't
or
care
not.
what you got to say either. I want what I paid for.
Yeah.
I want what I paid for, and I'll show you the papers.
That's the end of it now. We're gonna,
Mr. Waugh, the
We're gonna-
district is, let me finish,
Go ahead.
Charlie, it's okay. The district is going to give you what it believes that you have a right to. It's not gonna give you anything more. If you don't agree with that, then you can exercise remedies. Otherwise, you can accept it, and if you need more, you can purchase them from the district. And that's the end of the discussion on that.
So, okay, well, I'll
So,
tell you what.
If you understand what I've said.
I understand what you said, but I don't agree with you.
I don't care.
I don't care what you
if
said either.
agree or not.
That's
I
the end of
don't
it.
care.
We
No,
go-
okay, now
we
we'll
all
go on
have
to
to-
another subject. I'll tell you what, you said what you had to say.
Go to your third subject and make it.
Okay, my third subject is,
We done-
you ask about, Charlie Day, you ask, when I ask about getting the sewer and water over there on Vine Street, and you said, well, I've already got people over there on Vine Street that's using the sewer and water. I told you, I got one mobile home and I got one building, but the building does not have any sewer and does not have any water. Yet I told you, come over and inspect it. And I've asked you again to come over and inspect it, but you never have.
I don't wanna get into
Send
that.
George Mailer over there to inspect it. All right?
I will, and I'll go with him, and I can show you.
Well, I don't know if you need to go with him or not. If you want to, you can.
I will
Send
go with you.
George Mailer.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna
Okay,
go-
fine, I'm just asking. You said 2 months ago you was gonna come over there.
Would
So
you
I'm
do
gonna
that-
fix your
Yeah,
sewer
Stop.
I will.
Will you do that before the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay, done.
within the next 30 days. Okay, fine.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I don't think we solved very much here. I mean, I'm willing to
You
work
know,
with you, and
It
that's
doesn't matter
what you
what you
say.
think.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think. You know what?
Sir? You're gonna get up and leave if
No.
you don't close
You
your
tell you
mouth.
what, you go ahead and you call the police, because all I'm doing is discussing what's going on here.
No,
That's it.
You're not.
We're through.
Yes,
That's
I am.
all.
We're
It's
finished
over.
discussing.
Let's go.
Do what? Go ahead and say that again.
Okay.
We're
What?
finished discussing it, Mr. Waugh.
Well, you might be finished discussing it, but I want what I paid for.
Okay,
I
let's
want
go
what
to
I
the-
paid for.
All right, let's go, that's the end of that. Let's go to the next thing. Let's get our bills from approved, payments of regular monthly bills. December's and January. So can we get caught up with the bill? Everybody had a chance to look at them? Need to,
Make a motion, we pay the December bills.
need a second.
I'll second.
Is there any corrections or anything anybody see wrong? If you don't, call a vote, Tina.
Jim?
Yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Nathan?
Yes.
Chelsea?
January.
I'll make that motion. Pay the monthly bill in January.
Need a second.
I'll second it.
Is there any corrections or anything? If you don't, we'll call a vote.
Jim?
Yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Nathan?
Yes.
Chelsea?
Okay. About some old business, sewer update. Everybody, if they looked in their file, they've seen where, well, this last couple months has been, I've been awful busy. Concerning the sewer, and you noticed the letter we got from Steve Hatcher concerning, about our sewer. About the stand amount of $500,000. So that's moving forward on a block grant. Everybody got one of them. Right here, Elsie. Yeah. That's a good move. We met with him the other day here again, Steve and us. And we're trying to get ready, we gotta get, the block grants and all the grants and stuff, we gotta get, we sent out to all the people in the district, a survey again, to, see how much money we can get for grants. Tina put on everybody's water bill, and they're coming in pretty good. Pretty good. When, a lot of, that's to help the people out on H. They helped us over here, and now we gotta help them get sewer down that way. We gotta get all these things put together by the end of this month, is that right, Tina?
Correct.
Correct. And, we get along pretty good with the easements on the sewer that goes down the big valley over there. I think we've about 3 that they have to go see to show them just exactly where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, I don't know if they made it, I tried to call them today, but I had another meeting this afternoon.
Brandon was gonna call them. And
Right.
make an appointment.
That's what
Mhm.
you said. And we already done, they went to the county already, so we gotta get that through the county commissioner. And they were there yesterday with that. About this loan and everything, those grants and stuff. So we're looking real good on that. I might have to spend a few days, the next week or 2 up in Jeff City. Do a little campaigning up there to get this going a little bit. I've got some good friends up there, so if I needed any help up there to come up, so I will go up. Steve's doing a fine job, Steve Etcher is, you know, on this. And it looks like most of the people out there down H are doing, I don't have no problem. Tina sees them more. I've been talking to a lot of them. The Big Valley, I think we got about, how many, you got some even signed already?
2.
How many?
2.
And how many?
I had some coming in this week though.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, they coming in. Well, you might as well say 3, because
Yeah,
John will get hit
okay.
for sure. And the rest of them pretty well. It's just a matter where they made the line down through there, they want to make sure that that's where it's gonna go. So Brandon will meet with him on that. So that's all the update I got on the sewer, and it looks real good. I think it's gonna take a lot of work. I'm glad they quit digging out that way. Down these, they've been putting in all these cables in the ground and stuff, and a lot of inspections. I've been having to go out there about every day. But they on down past you, in the highway, they putting in signs down that way. And, but you know, our lines out that way are not, didn't have no locating them, locations, you know, to locate the lines. And of course, I was there when they were built, and I've been able to find them for them. Wasn't just send nobody up, 'cause they didn't know where it was at. But anyway, we got along and didn't have nobody they never hit any. The only one they hit was right there at the locator was there, and they dug here. When they should have been doing when they at the state shed there, that big line, they got across to that meter there. When they put that new meter in, the state, not state, the Avenue E. That's the only line lucky out through there. And then along 47 here too. So, we had a break from Mr. Walls' place this last week, and we got it fixed. It was right there where they hooked into the main line, the service line, the copper line that cracked there. And Miller and them fixed that. So it's been a busy last 2 months, hasn't it, Tina?
Mm-hmm.
For things we had to see about every day. By the time you get off home, the phone would ring again to go back to them. They're out on another spot. Emergencies, a lot of them emergencies. You gotta go. So that's about, everybody's we got a lot to do on this sewer in the next weeks and months. But it looks good. And most of the people are cooperating out there. That I haven't had any problem with you, Tina. Tina takes care of a lot of it right here when they come in here. But we gotta push pretty hard the next week or two to get those surveys. And we got a lot of us in the subdivisions out there gonna take the paper and get all the neighbors there out there. Okay, that's about all I have to say. We'll get this sewer deal going and get it. It's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of time in the next months ahead.
I'll make a motion that we go into closed session. Looks like we got some closed session here.
Yeah. We need to.
You going into closed session?
Yeah.
Whenever you wanna look over that fine street, just let me know and I'll escort you over there. Are you going into closed session?
Second.
I'll second it.
We'll go.